Hello students, I welcome you all to today's session. I hope all of you are doing perfect at your places. Today's topic is finite and non-finite verbs. So finite verbs are the major category of main verbs which undergo change with a change in the subject, number or person or tense. Non-finite verbs remain unchanged with change in subject or tense. They are formed as to plus verb, verb plus ed and verb plus ing. तो finite verbs आपके नंबर ऑफ पर्सन या सब्जेक्ट के हिसाब से चेंज हो जाते हैं और नॉन फाइनाइट वर्ब्स चेंज नहीं होते हैं. Look at the following picture and read the conversation. Notice the difference between the colored words and the underlined words. I love carrots. I also love to eat nuts. I'm always busy in digging and searching for as tasty peanuts as I ate yesterday. Anyway, what are you looking for, my friend? Hey, you rascal. So, it was you who ate my roasted peanuts. I hate pot-bellied hares like you. Spot where you are, wicked fellow. तो यहाँ पर आपके दो टाइप के वर्ड्स हैं, एक है colored words और दूसरे हैं आपके underlined words. जो color words हैं, these are your finite verbs और जो underlined words हैं, जो unchanged रहते हैं, subject कितने भी numbers, कितने ही आपका plural या singular हो, these are your infinite words. Now the colored words in the above conversation are finite verbs and the ones which are underlined are non-finite verbs. Words that show action, state of being and possession are called verbs. We know that there are two kinds of verbs, finite and non-finite verbs. Now let us learn about them in detail. Read the following sentences. My brother loves chocolates. He was eating a chocolate yesterday. These are examples of your finite verbs because subject के हिसाब से ये change हुआ. Then my brother loves to eat chocolate. His hobbies are eating and playing. These are your examples of non-finite verbs because ये आपके change नहीं होते हैं. Now let's see the differences between finite and non-finite verbs. The finite verbs, it changes according to the number and person of the subject. It changes according to the tense of the sentence. And non-finite verbs, it does not change according to the number and person of the subject. And it does not change according to the tense of the sentence. So finite verbs जो होते हैं, they get changed depending upon the person of the subject and टेंस भी उनका अकॉर्डिंगली चेंज होता है. नॉन फाइनाइट वर्ब्स का सब्जेक्ट पे कोई रिलेशन नहीं होता है एंड इवन देयर टेंसेस डजंट चेंज. नाउ लेट्स सी द काइंड्स ऑफ नॉन फाइनाइट वर्ब्स. देयर आर थ्री काइंड्स ऑफ नॉन फाइनाइट वर्ब्स: infinitives, gerunds and participles. Let's study about them in detail. So infinitives, the base form of a verb preceded by to is called an infinitive. यानी कि जो बेस फॉर्म वर्ड का होता है वही रहता है, उससे पहले बस to लग जाता है. For example, she likes to dance. We want to sleep now. Sleep, dance दोनों ही बेस फॉर्म है अपने verbs की, बस उससे पहले to लग गया. After certain verbs such as see, hear, feel, watch, help, steal and let, the infinitive is used without to. Such constructions are called bare infinitives. अब जैसे आपका see, hear, ये जब आप use करोगे तो इससे पहले आप to नहीं लगाओगे and these kinds of infinitives we call it as bare infinitives. For example, we heard her sing. We will not say that we heard her to sing. We heard her sing. I saw him steal. We also use infinitives with to, bare infinitives after modal auxiliaries such as can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, must, need, dare, etc. For example, you must speak the truth. Now, you need not go. He must stay here. I can help you. You should help your parents. You may live here as long as you like. After some prepositions such as except, but, save and then, the infinitive is used without to. For example, the maid can do all the household chores but cook. The children did nothing except shout. So these are your examples of certain infinitive verbs जो आपके change नहीं होते हैं. Bare infinitive जिसके पहले आपका to भी नहीं लगाया जाता है. Now functions in infinitive can act as the subject of a verb, as the direct object of a transitive verb, as the complement of a verb and as the object of a preposition. तो आपका जो infinitive होता है वो आपका verb की तरह भी काम कर सकता है, subject की तरह भी काम कर सकता है, transitive verb के object की तरह भी काम कर सकता है and it also can act as the complement of a verb. For example, to find fault is easy. Subject of the verb is. He likes to play football. Object of the verb likes. She appears to understand me. Complement of the verb appears. She saw him laugh. Object complement of the verb saw. The train is about to leave. Object of the preposition about. You have no choice but to stay. Object of the conjunction but. Here but means except. तो यहाँ पे आपके हर तरीके में आपको बता दिया गया infinitive आपका कहाँ पे subject की तरह काम कर सकता है of your verb. It can act as the complement of your verb. It can act as the object of your transitive verb also. Now we have second, which is gerund. The ing form of a verb performing as a noun is called the gerund. अब आपका जो verb का ing form होता है जब sentence में वो noun की तरह act करने लग जाता है, that's when we call it as gerund. For example, we enjoy playing. यहाँ पे playing आपका वैसे देखा जाएगा तो verb है, but ing form है play का और यहाँ पे noun की तरह काम कर रहा है कि मुझे खेलना पसंद है. Swimming is my hobby. So here also swimming is noun. Now functions, a gerund always functions as a noun in a sentence. It can be the subject of a verb, direct object of a verb, a complement of a verb, or the object of a preposition. For example, dancing gives me pleasure, subject of the verb gives. I love dancing, direct object of the verb love. My hobby is cycling, subject complement of the verb is. I dream of skiing, object of the preposition of. Now comparing the infinitive and the gerund. Both the infinitive and gerund can function as nouns in a sentence. They are often interchangeable when they act as the subject or direct object of a verb. अब infinitive और gerund interchange करके आप use कर सकते हो कब? जभी भी आपका subject और direct object आपका एक verb में जो होता है वो जभी भी interchangeable होता है तब. For example, to win is everything, winning is everything. I love to win, I love winning. Both infinitive and gerund can act as both the subject and the object or the complement to a verb in the same sentence. For example, breathing means living and to breathe means to live. Sometimes, even though either infinitive or gerund can be used in a sentence, the meaning may slightly change. For example, I forgot to buy fruits, I didn't buy fruits, and I forgot buying fruits, I forgot that I had bought fruits. तो यहाँ पे आपका हल्का सा changes आपको कभी कभी कुछ sentences में देखने को मिल सकता है when you change gerund with the infinitive. Then you have third type, which is the participles. So what is a participle? A participle is a word formed from a verb and it is used as an adjective. There are two types of participles. Present participle ends in ing. Past participle usually ends in d, ed, t, en or n. So the present participle, it is the ing form of the verb which is used to form continuous and present continuous tenses. It can also be used as an adjective. For example, barking dogs seldom bite, adjective. The dog is barking, present continuous tense. So the participles that you have, ये भी आपके दो टाइप के होते हैं. एक होता है present participle जिसमें आपका verb का ing form use होता है. Now functions, the present participle is used to form continuous tense and as an adjective as shown in the above sentences. The present participle can be used as a subject or object complement of a verb. For example, the story was interesting, subject complement of the verb was, and I could hear him singing, subject complement of the verb here. तो यहाँ पर आपका जो past present participle होता है वो verb के complement की तरह भी use किया जा सकता है. The present participle is used in participle phrases to show a succession of events, as lifting the stone, he threw it into the river. Then the participle phrases are used to show cause and effect. Example, being tired, she lay to take some rest. Hearing the noise, I looked through the window. अब आपका आ गया यहाँ पे lifting the stone या फिर participle phrases जो होते हैं वो आपका cause या effect भी दिखाने के लिए use किए जाते हैं. Now, when a sentence begins with a participle phrase, a comma should be placed after the phrase. अब sentence जब भी आपका participle phrase के साथ शुरू हो रहा होता है तो हमेशा एक comma आपका phrase से पहले place कर देना चाहिए. Now, the participle phrases are used in place of relative clauses. For example, who is the man talking to your mother? Now, comparing the gerund and the present participle. Although both are exactly alike in form, the gerund acts like a noun while the present participle acts like an adjective. तो gerund noun की तरह काम करता है ing form में और present participle ing form में adjective की तरह काम करता है. Now, read the following examples. I heard him singing, present participle adjective complement qualifying the pronoun him. I love singing, gerund object of the verb love. Then comes the past participle. जो past participle के बारे में अब हम पढ़ने वाले हैं. Participles ending in ed, d, en, t describe completed actions and are called past participles. For example, there were many trees laden with fruits. The broken chair was sent for repairing. तो ed, d, en और t की ending वाले जो होते हैं जब actions आपके complete हो जाते हैं, then we call them the past participles. What are its functions? The past participle functions similar to present participle. It is primarily used as an adjective to a noun attributively. For example, they recovered the body of the drowned child. Interested students may apply. It can be used as the subject or object complement of a verb. For example, I want the work done now. Object complement of the verb want. The boy seems interested. Subject complement of the verb seems. तो आपका क्या है यहाँ पे आपके जो गेरुंड होते हैं या फिर आपका जो फंक्शंस होते हैं ऑफ योर पास्ट पार्टिसिपल, इनको आप सब्जेक्ट या ऑब्जेक्ट कॉम्प्लीमेंट ऑफ अ वर्ब की तरह भी यूज कर सकते हैं. Note that the meaning is completely changed if we use a present participle in place of past participle. The boy seems interesting. Today the weather looks pleasing. The difference lies in the difference between the adjectives interesting and interested. Note the present participle is a combination of the present participle having and the past participle. For example, having finished the work, the servant went home. Now, having been plus past participle is used in always your passive voices. For example, having been disallowed entry in the hall, the student returned home. So, students, with this we are done with this chapter also. We have studied about finite and infinite verbs. How are they used in different kinds of sentences? Please read through the basics of this chapter. Go through it again thoroughly once again. And the exercise questions, please do it yourselves.